What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Carlotta Chatwood Show. I hope you guys had a wonderful. Hold on, let me see what's going on. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I hope you guys had a wonderful have had a wonderful week this week, child. Listen, let me tell y'all, this has been a week for me. Okay, I've been just so busy trying to get stuff together. Oh, it's been one of those weeks. Okay, super busy week. Okay, but I've had a great time. It's been a good week. Okay, getting ready. It's coming up. Maxwell Cruise. I'm so excited for this cruise. Here's what I realized this week. I already knew it, but I really realized that the cost of this cruise is really not the like the I because me and my friend was talking on the phone today, and she was like, "What is the real? What do you feel like the price of the cruise?" She's trying to go. She wants to go on it next year, and she's like, "What would you say is the real price of the cruise?" I said, I said besides, I said if you get a roommate, I was telling her we were talking about the different tiers, but I said for me, that's like I think the roommate with the roommate was 2,600 or something like that. And then I had paid an extra for insurance in case I need to cancel for any reason, so that's another maybe 250, 258 or something like that. So really maybe 2,900, close to 2,900 plus remember, I always tell people, remember your flight to Miami, your hotel room, and then the things on the cruise, like if you're going to do, if you're going to do any excursions, if you're going to do, I'm starting to learn all these different, and I mean, they sent a drink. And somebody told me last year it was more expensive. I said, shit. They sent a thing for, drinks, like unlimited drinks and stuff on the cruise and stuff. I said, hell, I don't drink a lot. So I'm not a drinker. I drink, but I don't drink a lot. I'm very, especially when I'm on something like a cruise or something. I've never been on a cruise, but if I'm going to be on something like a cruise, I'm very, uh, I'm very watchful of my surroundings. So I try my best not to be too like to be too much, what I'm saying, too out there, anything like that. But yeah, so I'm not a big drinker, so I don't have the drink package was like $300. I was like, somebody said that's pretty good for the week. I said, shit, is it? I said, I'm a person. I probably would like when I was in Vegas this last time. I brought a couple like little. I bought like a thing of wine cooler. I don't really drink. I'm not a big drinker. And I bought this one little wine, this one little I forget what it is, this mixer thing that I wanted just to have for home when I mix drinks and stuff like that. But for the most part, when I do drink a hard drink or something, that's going to be probably every once in a while on a cruise. It would be a waste for me. So I was telling my friend's a drinker. So she's like, that wouldn't be a waste for my ass. But for me, yeah, I probably one drink or something. So I don't need that. And then they have like unlimited for sodas and water and stuff like that. And when you pay for it, I think it was like 29 for water, 12, 75. So I was like, okay. And then you have the internet charges, which my phone has. AT&T has a special thing for when you're traveling overseas and stuff like that. But I'm also probably gonna get. I don't know. I may get the package deal for the, because I got homework to do. Shit. So this is not gonna be just a cruise. I'm in school, damn it. So I'll have times where I'm gonna be maybe on the cruise, but I'll be doing some homework. I'm gonna try to finish up everything all my stuff before I go, do it ahead of time. I'm really usually like that, but I still have things I have to look over and stuff like that. So, and then I'm working on a paper. Yeah. So yeah, so I probably need the internet for the cruise, and I probably just have two things. So I was telling her with these prices, I probably will spend an extra, and she's like spending money. Okay, probably you can't excursions and stuff depending on what you choose and stuff like that. I told her, I'm not going water snorkeling. I can't swim. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I mean, but show me to the latest. Show me to the vendors. I'm there. I'm a hell of a shopper. But yeah. So I don't know. I it like I was telling her probably an extra. I consider for, just the incidentals for both, for things you're coming up with, extra $1,000 to $2,000. So my trip is really close to 5,000. That's what I think. That's my personal. Maxwell's got, like, I was really singing Sugar Mama today. Let me be your sugar mama. I said I was gonna get me a thing made. I gotta find somebody who know how to make one of them jerseys with his 13 on it. Because he likes his, I think that's his favorite number, 13 or something like that. With 13 on it and got Sugar Mama on the back. You're a sugar mama. That's what I'm a sugar mama. Okay, I'm already okay with it. I just dropped 5 bands. That's my friend's like, what do you think you spent over the last few years? I said, not that much. I mean, but I'm a sugar mama at this point. I'm officially sugar mama. Have you ever been a sugar mama? Yes, Maxwell's sugar mama. I'm a Maxwell. I dropped 5 bands on Maxwell. Not all at once, though. Oh my goodness, crazy. And then not to mention you have your outfits, what you're gonna wear, you got your hair to do, braids. And then I gotta get my hair done this week. I gotta get my hair washing because I get my hair like prepared to do the braids. So I had that coming. I gotta do, and my braids are getting done in a couple of weeks. Yeah, and I'm like, but I think I'm doing boho braids. I think I'm gonna do boho braids. It's a lot. A girl's got, that's a lot. And with the outfits and everything. And I'm in the midst of losing weight, so I don't know what yesterday. Y'all, I couldn't believe it. I was like, I put on a large or something. I said, it's a large. Are we serious? Shit. A large. That felt great. Wait a minute. Let me tell you about other thing too. Okay, so I was at the post offices today. I had to go. It was morning. Okay, I had my hair pulled back at the post office. Had on some, leggings, cute little leggings with my little sweatshirt. Just cute stuff. Man, I had 3 men time I eat. Hey, how you doing, lady? Today you look beautiful, by the way. I was like, what the hell? I mean, I've had attention, but not 3 in a row. I was like, what? Oh my God. I was like, what? It was weird. It was just so weird. I was like, what? So the weight, I don't know. You know what I've been concerned about with my weight, losing the weight, okay? Because I can see my face is losing. I'm losing in my face. And it makes you look a little older because you're going through this trans thing and my neck and everything. So I'm like, oh my God. My face is losing, the weight, it's starting to shape out, but it's still, when it's going in that in-between stage, you're like, it's gonna break. So I'm feeling like, I don't know. I don't know. It's really strange, but yeah. So yeah, this way it's interesting how the weight loss is starting to, I mean, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm getting there. I'm getting to that point. I'm not there. I need to get there. But it'll be a while before I do that. I'm trying to lose it slowly. So we're talking about, I think before I get to my idea, maybe a couple of months, maybe 2-3 months. I'm not sure. It depends. But yeah, so that's what's been going on in my life. It was something I wanted to tell y'all today, but it's a word for y'all I thought about today. But I think I may save it because, yeah, I may save the it's a word, okay, for you guys for later on, okay? Maybe another show because now I don't feel it so as much. So I'll save it for another show. All right. So yeah, so that's me getting prepared for the cruise, Maxwell's cruise. I'm so excited. Now I'm trying to decide, like, logistics, should I change my flight to stay overnight to the 13th? I don't know. But I think I want to come back home. I'm, child. I don't know. We see how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. So I want to stay in Miami overnight. I don't know. you know. But I'm excited about this cruise. I'm very excited. Okay. I'm still not sure about clothes, like what I should wear. I have too many clothes. I have too many ideas. I have too many things going on. Shit. What do I wear? What's a girl to wear? I've been having on try-ons, like, doing my try-ons at night. Just like, oh, should I wear this? Should I wear that? Does it look good on me now? Does this work on me? Does that work? And see, my guy who does my tailor, because I always buy pants. A lot of times my pants and stuff are too long and stuff. So I have a great guy, Mr. Lee, who does my tailor. He's so awesome. He does everything. He's like, yeah, what are we getting fixed up for now? So I'm like, Mr. Lee, I don't know. I said I'm gonna bring everything into you way before the cruise. So I'm trying to get everything into him this week that I need him to up or anything that I'm gonna wear, you know. And I think I'm getting the idea. I'm like, what do I do for Valentine's Day? Like like I want to wear some pinks at night. I want to do some girly girl stuff, hot pink threads, non-Scorpio thing. The Scorpio thing is black. I just want to put on black and just wear black every night. Black, 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 black. But I'm trying to just say, do a splash of color here and there. It's color. And so I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. And then when I get my hair done, I'm scared that I'm going to change my outfits. So, you know, I don't know. It's not that deep. I'm making it too deep, okay? But yeah, okay. I'm excited about the whole thing though. But I was laughing at the prices. My friend asked me about the prices because we got this week they sent the app and stuff, and so I'm like, shit, y'all ain't playing up in this shit. Damn, I should have been on a part of Maxwell's band. Shit, this is shit is I need a job. Can I get a job? This is crazy, okay? Yeah, but that's on that, y'all. So I can't wait till we count down into that. So I'll be probably talking about that every week. If you still want to go on a Maxwell cruise, not that I work for Maxwell or anything like that. I know I'm promoting his. I guess I'm kind of promoting it. There's still. I think you can still book the cruise. Okay, you have to go to Maxwell's Urban Hang Suite cruise, and who's all on the cruise? Isley Brothers, Kim, Tweet, what's his name? Ellie Warner. Ellie Warner, but what's the other guy's name? PJ Morton. I know I'm missing somebody, okay, but it's a lot. It seems like a really, really, it's really the show. Kelly Price, yeah, it's a lot of good people, okay. So I think it's gonna be really. And my favorite, Moonchild, okay. Oh my God, I'm like, how nobody hardly knows about Moonchild. That's why I was like, what when I saw it. I was like, are we serious? Wow. That was great. I love that. Okay. So yeah, great choice. Yeah, so good choices. All right, so yeah, you can book that. You can look up Maxwell and the cruise. Okay, yeah, they'll lead you right. You'll find the links. Okay. All right, you guys. So we got so much to talk about this week. Child, okay, y'all was talking about. I don't know if I should start talking about Jamal Bryant, the whole thing with his wife and the dress and all of that. Um, People were asking me my opinion all week. I'm gonna tell you the truth of the matter. I thought she looked beautiful, by the way. Let's just say that. Let's get that out the way, okay? However, did I even put it up here? I don't even know if I even talked to her. Did I even put it? I don't know if I even put it in the section to talk about. Let me look it up. I may have to look it up, you guys. But I'm gonna show you guys the dress. Let's just straight up talk about this dress, okay? Okay. Okay, I think we got it up here. Let's see if I can. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see. Wait, let me add the screen to the stage, okay? Okay. There we go. So you guys can see this dress. There's the dress. Um, you know, let's see this article. Let's see if you guys can see the dress really well. Hmm. Okay. Y'all see the dress. It is a see-through dress. Very very kind of very something you would imagine seeing Beyonce or Sierra or somebody wear to a award ceremony or something like that. Okay, she was going to I think some college fundraiser or something like that. And the name of this article is from Y Entertainment. The griot, it says, "Mind your business. Jamal Bryant responds to dress criticism during church service." After critics questioned Dr. Kerry Turner's outfit, Bryant made it clear he bought the dress, approved it, and says outside opinions don't matter. When commentary about a dress turns into a referendum on modesty, marriage, and ministry, Pastor Jamal Bryant had a direct response: "Mind your business." Funny because that is so not how the church moves. That's not even biblical to say mind your business. You are the pastor of a church. The church has very explicit rules in the Bible about being a first lady, about being a pastor, a minister's wife, or even for just regular people who consider themselves Christians. You're supposed to dress modestly. You mean not all of us follow that, but yeah, it's people. But for specifically, if you're going to take on a position of first lady, your standards are higher than the average person's standards. Okay. I don't consider these people pastors and first ladies. I don't even know who. I've said this for a long. I don't know who's listen. I don't know. I don't really consider Jamal. Is Jamal Bryant a preacher really, or more of a motivational speaker? I don't really consider him that, but I guess so. And let's listen to what he had to say. Let's see if I can pull that up. Let's see, we can find it, y'all. Hmm. Let's see. I am looking it up, y'all. See if I can find it. Okay, so this is Jamal Bryant and his wife uh on Tamron Hall. Right over there.
Leaders who use their platforms to say things that I truly was confused by it. We talk about grace, we talk about understanding. There was at least one bishop who said that you, and I'm paraphrasing here because it's actually really hard to even say, but implied that you were treating her like
Yeah. Yeah,
a prostitute, essentially, is what he said.
yeah, it was very painful. I don't use my platform to preach against other preachers when there's so much that's going on in the world. And I
Did it hurt? I mean, this is the woman, as you said,
yes,
when your 5 habits, one of them was
yes,
to protect her
yes,
and to not be defensive in protecting her.
yes.
How did it feel? Because it is your wife.
Yeah, it was very enraging and irritating. And at the end of the day, had to think to myself, to respond to that, does that grow the church or
Right.
does it diminish it?
Yeah.
And so at that moment, I had to separate my humanity and really deal with my divine call.
All I keep hearing is let the wheat grow up with the tear. Okay. Listen, let me tell y'all something. Y'all know
I needed to get this straight.
let's get this straight.
I needed to deal with it head on because the other day the internet went crazy about a dress my wife had on. Now, they didn't say anything about the $4 million that was raised for the United Negro College Fund.
Deflecting.
They never mentioned that she prayed until heaven came down.
That's good.
They never said anything about this was the largest fundraiser for HBCUs in the country. But insecure, jealous, petty, small-minded people got in their feelings and set up a false barometer of holiness based off of a dress. Now you got to help some people because some people have embraced the full knowledge of ignorance without any assistance for understanding. The dress was not see-through. The dress was flesh color. But because you ain't never been nowhere and ain't never been exposed to nothing, furthermore, I needed to set the record straight. Y'all don't like this. I need to set the record straight. I bought the dress. And I like it. I don't care whether you like it or not. She ain't mad to y'all. She mad to me. Now, if you wanted a first lady that looked like Little House on the Prairie and Holly Hobbie, you got the wrong church. I wanted a wife I would rush home to, that I wanted to be excited to see. I needed to get this straight. I wanted a wife I would rush home to, that I wanted to be excited to see. When we walked in there, I said, shake it fast, watch yourself. If you don't have nobody that you excited about, trade that booger in and find you somebody that Negroes can talk about. How did you bag that? Let me say to you, I'm a public servant. I've been a public servant my whole life. I don't mind, nor am I offended, nor am I moved if you talk about me. Have at it. But you ain't gonna talk about my wife. I wanted a wife.
Yo, I can't. I understand more and more every day how Jim Jones got them people down there in Jonestown and had them drinking Kool-Aid. I said, how a bunch of black people go down there and start drinking Kool-Aid? And believing that man. Crazy he is talking about. It's just like in Ghana the last week when they was going to the ark. When I say all you gotta do is listen to old Negro spirit, it's gonna rain. Better get ready. Better send mine. God show no the rainbow side. Y'all ain't even gotta pick up no book. Look at all them church people up there cheering. And I know the other week I was talking about Miss Dr. Bryant, because Dr. Bryant wore a see-through, even though I didn't like the outfit that Dr. Bryant had. I have an outfit similar to that, but I do something different with it. I don't wear that what she had underneath, but I like it. I still sexy. But Dr. Bryant had on the outfit, and I said Dr. Bryant, it was people coming on the internet talking about Dr. Bryant, what she had on, but they had on bonnets and all that. And I was like, don't be doing that. And I talked about women giving up in the church and not looking nice and everything. But I ain't talking about y'all can't be wearing what Dr. Bryant wears out. Even the illusion of nudity. For a preacher's wife, if you, I don't know if you know the word or not, Jamal, but if you know the word, you know the word of God. And the word of God always asks for people to be modest, especially when you're holding church positions. There are so many great, you don't gotta look like Little House on the Prairie no more. They got all kind of suit makers, all kind of people out here that you can look good. And not over the top. That is too much for her. A lot of what's going on, y'all, is a lot of these people ain't they being preachers. And me, I was just talking to this with a friend of mine who is a her family is, they are preachers. I mean, her mother, they are ministers, and her husband's a minister. They have a few churches. They even have churches they take care of in Africa, different stuff like that. And we were just talking about this, and I said, a lot of people are taking on positions in church. I don't see how y'all doing this. I think it's the craziest thing in the world. Shit, for real. It's hard, it's crazy always to be a Christian out here, and sometimes you exploring and stuff when you know the word of God, you're trying to figure it out and everything like that. But when you take on the position of pastor and first lady, how y'all gonna play with that position? That is dangerous to me. And let me tell you why it's dangerous, because you dealing with the spiritual realm. You dealing with people's lives. People come up in there and people are listening to you give the word. You are saying that you are a man of God and a word. And reading the Bible, there was a story in the Bible where this man tried to go around mimicking Paul and all the disciples and stuff like that. He tried to mimic what they were doing. He tried to mimic, and he tried to, I think, cast out the sons of Sceva. I forget what it is. He tried to cast out a demon or something like that. And the demons turned around and started beating him down. They said, before they beat him down, though, they said, Paul, we know. Peter, we know, but who are you? Oh God, the Bible got some good stuff. Okay, them spirits turned around and beat him. What is it? What is it? With the son? What is that? Let me look that up for y'all, so I can make sure. Okay. Let me see if I can read this to y'all. Okay, this is from Acts 19:15. Okay. It says the 7 sons of Sceva, a Jewish chief priest, were doing this. Eventually, one of the evil spirits, let me see, what were they doing? Okay. Let me see. Let's see if we go up. We can go up a little bit more. See if I can put the story up. Okay, it says, and God was doing extraordinary. This is from Acts 19:11-20. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm saying this. And God was doing extraordinary miracles by the hands of Paul, so that even handkerchiefs or aprons that had touched his skin were carried away to the sick, and their diseases left them, and evil spirits came out of them. Then some of the itinerant Jewish exorcists undertook to invoke the name of the Lord Jesus over those who had evil spirits, saying, I adjure you by the Jesus whom Paul proclaims. 7 sons of a Jewish high priest named Sceva were doing this. But the evil spirit answered them, Jesus I know, and Paul I recognize, but who are you? And the man in whom was the evil spirit leaped on them, mastered all of them, and overpowered them, so that they fled out of the house naked and wounded. And this became known to all the residents of Ephesus. both Jews and Greeks, and the fear fell upon them all, and the name of the Lord Jesus was extolled. Also, many of those who were now believers came confessing and divulging their practices, and the number of those who practiced magic arts brought their books together and burnt them in sight of all. Okay, but and they counted the value of them that found it came 50,000 pieces of silver. Okay, so why I'm not telling you this story because in some senses I am, because if you're a spiritual person and you're spiritually adhering to Christianity and the word of God, and you know the sons of Sceva were going around trying to do what Paul and them did, and the evil spirits answered them back and said, hold up now. Since you walking around here with Paul's anointing, Paul we know, we in spirits, we know Paul, we know Jesus, but who are you again? And then the evil spirits leaped on them and began to tear them up and sent them running. Listen, let me tell you something. I don't know how y'all sitting up in these churches in these big old, these positions, talking about you a pastor, you a preacher. That is all these demonic entities and energies out here. You are the sons of Sceva. You are out here playing games in a very serious call. I remember when I was in school one time, I was going to ORU, and they used to like to call everybody first lady, everybody in there. You gonna be first lady, you gonna be this. They used to try to pray over you, all that kind of stuff. One person came to me and said, I see you being a first lady. I said, no, you don't. I said, I ain't called to that. I already know what I'm called to, and that's not it. You're not gonna, don't get me confused, because that's a serious call. To be a first lady, to be a bishop's wife or a pastor's wife is a serious call. You are called to the higher things in the spirit realm, the higher things of God. Even we was talking about this today. I was talking with a friend, my mom, we was talking about this today. My mother is not doesn't adhere to Christianity anymore, but me and my mother were talking about this, and she was talking even spiritualist. Even if you in Wicca, or you a witch, or you just, there is higher, depending on the calls you in, or the higher calls you in, that you adhere to those. Listen, it is no joke to put yourself in position if you're not called to it. See, that's what I really believe is she ain't called to it. I don't believe Jamal Bryant's no preacher either. Okay, but y'all sitting up there mimicking the people of God, mimicking the pastors and preachers that are in that serious thing. Them spirits is gonna come around. You're gonna meet a spirit one day, and they're gonna be like, such and such I know, and Paul I know, and Jesus I know, but who are you? And them spirits will tear you up. It is nothing. Do not take positions. This is what I'm just saying. This is my personal opinion. I mean, it's already hard enough for pastors and preachers and people who are serious men of God to keep. It doesn't mean that you're not called if you fall off in sin, or if you have an issue, or if you're struggling with your spirituality. It doesn't mean that you're not called. But when you called, it is a very special thing, and it is a very special anointing. And you do not, if you're not called to that kind of position, if you ain't called to that type of thing, I wouldn't be playing with it. Yes, there is a sense of holiness. The Bible asks you to be, there's a sense of, Jamal, your wife can't be walking around out here with that see-through dress on being first lady. I mean, it wasn't even see-through. It had the illusion. It can't even have the illusion. I remember I was talking to a pastor one time, and he told me, he said to me, I can't really, he said, because we were talking about gambling. I said, well, is it really in the Bible, this and that? He said, Carlotta, it's not that some of those things aren't in the Bible. It's that how the world perceives them, or how the world has made them to be. He said, so sometimes I'm very restrictive about places I even go into, because I don't want to have the appearance of evil. And because I'm in, I may have, if I was not a preacher, I might have had a little bit more, even though the Bible says that for all Christians, but as a preacher, he's saying I may have had a little bit more moving room to do certain things, but not if, he said, not certain things I can't do, just be going in there without a purpose or without this and that, and he was saying, because he was very cognizant of the call. It's just like when I talk about people, when you're a manager of a store. Like if you're a manager, this is in life. If you're holding a greater position, you as a manager have a greater position than the people that work for you. And you are held to a different standard and you have a different set of responsibilities. And all this mind your business and I picked out the dress. And I don't like what the other pastor said applying that either. That's just hermeneutics and trying to have semantics. So I don't like that either. But you don't have to call a woman no hoe. But what I will say is this, Jamal. You and her cannot keep excusing. I'm telling y'all, I would not play with these positions. If you really not called to be a pastor, if you really not called to be a pastor, a first lady, then quit playing with quit playing with that, and go on and sit it down for you have a Sons of Sceva moment. You know the word of God, and you know that what the position is. And all y'all people, I don't know what be going on up in New Birth. Yeah, Eddie with the slingshot. Now y'all got Jamal and his wife in the dress. Some of y'all talk about, I don't know how they went down there drinking that Kool-Aid. A lot of y'all would be, Jim could be preaching today. Y'all be going down there to the Jonestown and having a sip of Kool-Aid. It's new Jim Joneses everywhere. Y'all know it's a standard. I know it's rough, it's tough. They don't do first lady. Don't do pastor. You can't be a preacher and do certain things. That's like when y'all got Megan mad at Megan Good. What was right? Megan, I'm sorry. They was trying to sell that novelty stuff out to you, but Megan was not a first lady, and I hate that. What's his name? Put her in that position. What's his name? Devon Franklin. He's still confused out here. He still ain't. I still don't see Devon. Devon don't know whether he want to be a preacher. To where I said, with a man is not sure where he gonna go. He's just confused. It was confusion. I don't blame Megan for that at all. I saw the confusion. Okay, Megan didn't know how to support him because she didn't know what she was, and neither did he. She didn't know who he was, and neither did he. He all over the place. One time I'm trying to be a executive, and then I'm an evangelist. I mean, you can listen. Let me say something. A lot of times people feel like because you feel with the word of God, and you can be filled with the word. You can have the word of God. You can preach it. You can use it as motivational. You can use it as motivational speaking and all kind of things. One thing I even use church stuff here, but one thing I ain't no preacher. Like Beyonce say, I'm not a preacher, but I can teach you something. Not I'm not what she said. I'm not a teacher, but I can teach you something. I'm not a preacher, but we can pray if you want. Okay, listen. I'm just saying. I'm trying to tell you those positions come with. First of all, it comes with a greater. The enemy gets greater in those positions. When you take on positions, you have a target on your back from the spirit realm, from the evil side of the spirit realm. Everybody who's spiritual got targets on their back from the evil side. But when you take on position to uphold something and uphold a standard and uphold a God, you become more of a target. Why is you playing games? I don't know how these people is. And my friend said today, she said it's God's grace because God's so graceful to all of us, even me. God's got so much grace, and sometimes we take God's grace for granted. And now you out here confusing people. You got all them people at New Birth again standing up. When all you got to do is read. Let me see. Okay. Uh, see. Okay. It does call for a sense of modesty for a pastor's wife. Um you you set the standard. Okay. I just say that. But now, if we not doing the Bible, with that, if y'all not really preachers of the Bible, then I respect it. Okay, no, that just look good, girl. Work it. But if you calling yourself like you saying you a minister of the gospel, then you know the word, okay, Pastor. You got to uphold the word when others ain't, because you're the example for people. And it doesn't mean that preachers are perfect, because preachers can go through stuff too. But the next thing is to repent for it. Like, dang. You notice that not most. It used to be back in the day. Remember when they what's the name? Jim Baker and all them got busted, and what's the name? Jimmy Swagger and all them. They come out and be like, hey, they be crying and stuff like that. These preachers don't even be crying and stuff no more. They don't even they be coming out saying stuff like, and if it did, it wouldn't do that. I mean, I love me some Bishop, but I did not like how Bishop handled the rumors on him. Even though I don't believe the rumors on Bishop. Well, I mean, I don't want to believe that. But I know he wasn't at no Diddy porch. I couldn't give me that one. Okay. But but I didn't like how he responded. It's people, instead of people apologizing if I gave you the misrepresentation, if I gave you this, none of these people do this anymore. People come out, yeah, if I had a slingshot. I was like, man, hold up, man. Ain't nobody asking you about no slingshot. They asking you, was you sleeping with little boys in the church, or are you gay, or are you bisexual, or whatever? You ain't. I'm noticing you skirting around that. That's the question. You come out as pastor. I am not gay. I do not mess with little boy. I do not. That's the first thing you should be saying. But talking about slingshots and all that when he was alive, I was like, people just can't come out and say, hey, yeah, we thought the dress would be okay. She looked good, though. She looked good. But yeah, maybe it went a little far. Church, I'm sorry. And we're going to be more cognizant of probably what we wear. We're not going to dress like Little House on the Prairie, but we're going to be more representing a woman of God. I mean, nobody can apologize. Nobody can just say, yeah, it wasn't right. I mean, today you got people, like I said, you used to have the people come in there, God, I'm so sorry. Not no more. They coming out, they get snappy, and I hear it ain't your business if I was doing. Yes, it is. If you call yourself being a shepherd, yes, it is our business. A lot of these preachers don't know the word. They become preachers and they don't know the word of God. It's such a dangerous thing, because a preacher you have to be called to it, and then you have to study in it and to show thyself approved. And a lot of you people are out here and you don't know the word. You just sitting up there on Sunday morning giving a good motivational speaker. And I think a lot of y'all are just motivational speakers. Anytime you are dealing with spirituality, I'm just going to say spirituality in a whole, but particularly Christianity, when you're dealing with when you're dealing with something, there is always a standard. Even when you're gospel singers and stuff like that, you a gospel singer, you can't wear what Sierra wear. No. Let's talk about. I just said this a lot of times. There's a lot of gospel singers now who couldn't make it in rock, and that's why they sing gospel. And to me, being a gospel singer is something you got to be called to too. It's just like preaching, okay? And your standard is different. Doesn't mean they perfect, because people aren't perfect. People fall. I'm not saying people are perfect, but it means they have a standard. And when they do fall, they recognize it and they apologize and try to straighten it out. Or they go away to deal with themselves. Even being a gospel singer, there's one person that was out here just trying to make an excuse for this woman still singing gospel. And allegedly she had I ain't gonna say no name, she had a problem with, they said, with drugs, alcohol, all kind of stuff. And y'all still was letting her run around. And I just felt it was one of the most dangerous places for her to be. I was like, you know what? Really, she just probably needs to rest and get herself together. Doesn't mean she can't sing. It's just that I wouldn't be making no albums talking and going going to churches and singing in that state. Because what y'all forget, I'm really, let me break this down, okay? And this is with anything, because there's a spirit realm and there's a natural realm, okay? But what y'all forget when y'all presenting, if what you believe is true about the gospel and everything like that, when you go and stand in a church, in a pulpit, the spiritual realm is meeting the natural realm. So all sorts of things are happening during that time, okay? And a lot of times the reason things haven't happened to you in the spiritual realm, where demonic spirits haven't attacked you, spirits haven't attacked you when you're when you're in those type of positions and you're singing gospel and you're doing this and you're drunk or you're high or whatever like that. The reason those spirits haven't attacked you is simply the grace of God protecting you for so long. But at a point if you keep doing that, dealing with that realm like that, those things are going to attack what you don't believe in. It's going to attack. If I was just this young lady, I would have stayed out, not saying that until if I felt like I was called to sing the gospel. Sometimes people ain't called to sing gospel, okay? But if you felt like you was called to do it, and which to me, gospel singing is a calling, because you're dealing with the spiritual realm. You're ushering in all music. Can I just say this? All music has a spiritual calling, but particular gospel has a higher calling because it is dealing with ushering in the spirit of God, ushering in healing, ushering in, and all music has that element to it. You know, you can sing a beautiful love song and heal yourself, right? And it has nothing, Song of Solomon says nothing about Jesus in it or anything. It's a beautiful love letter. It's a beautiful love letter, and it's also in the Bible. Okay, so there can be music is healing on our aspects, but when you're starting to deal with the preaching realm, where you're taking the word of God and you're singing and stuff like that, and you are at a different level than the rock and roll star. Okay, they're not with you, even though they're dealing in the spirit realm and a spiritual realm. They don't have the certain things on you that you do, because you're singing to usher in God's presence. That's very different than just, singing about love and emotions. It's spiritual over there, and it has elements of God. But and God's presence can be in some of that. But for you are in the constant realm of you are constantly singing the word of God, whether it's encouragement or spiritual development or spiritual this and that. And it is a very dangerous thing to be in that realm naked. To demonic forces. Or to be in that realm when you're not called to it. So it's a lot of you out here who sing gospel music, and y'all shouldn't be singing gospel music. You really couldn't make it in rock, and you a little discouraged and stuff like that. So you came over and started singing Jesus love me, yes I know, and all that. And some of y'all don't even have, y'all be sounding like I saw one person, I was just like, child, you're not a gospel singer. I mean, didn't have no anointing, just flat. You up here singing about God, So because you're getting the spirit, you're getting demons' attentions when you start singing about God. They're like, oh, who's that singing over there about God? They singing to the world about God. Oh, what's she singing about? Oh, she don't really believe it. They already attack people who do believe. Oh, but you ain't got no weapons. Oh, this fresh meat. You over here singing about Jesus, but ain't got no weapons. Power we know. Jesus we've heard of, but who are you? And you gonna go somewhere with your little self and go singing up in a pulpit when things as the times get. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. As the times get rougher out here, has the spirit realm, the spiritual realm becomes closer to the earthly realm. Oh my goodness. Has the horsemen begin to ride. You're going to get your little self in a pulpit somewhere and claim to be a man or woman of God preaching when these realms are starting to clash. You're going to get up in the middle of that with no weapons, baby, faking. Woo, y'all crazy. Y'all cray. Baby, them things gonna eat you up as it's getting closer. You gonna have where you can come. It's gonna start getting so. Listen, the Bible says in the last days it's gonna get crazy. It's gonna start getting so. Them demons gonna start coming up in church confronting you, and you better have a weapon. No, a spirit. I'm not talking about some of y'all need them too, regular weapons too. But you better have a spiritual. You better have some authority. Because them spirits is coming to test you. I'm trying to tell you, I don't want to even, listen, I don't even like playing in this realm. I be trying to tell people, I say, hey, don't go in them realms. Even witches know that. Even occultic people know you don't play in the realm unless you understand the realm. There's even rules for occultic people. You think you gonna get your little self up in here? You trying to preach the gospel? She prayed. They didn't know she prayed down this and that. I said I don't believe it, because if she prayed down, she would have got that word about that dress. And she might have prayed. God has grace. God listens to prayers of everyone. But I am trying to tell y'all, listen to me right now. Do not, if you ain't called to preach, if you ain't called to sing no gospel, where you going in and breaking strongholds. I'm not talking about where y'all going in dancing hip hop and y'all break locking and pop. Hey, I love me some Kirk. And I believe Kirk is one of them powerful people. But listen, I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm not talking about all that. I'm talking about if you call to break strongholds, you call to break people, change people's lives, break things off of people coming in there in your church demonically infused. Listen, I'm gonna try to tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell y'all, and I really hate to tell these stories, because then people start trying to put stuff on you, calling, I think you be preach. No, I'm not a preacher. Okay, I'm just telling y'all my experiences in church realm. Okay. And I do have a gift. of my family. We're very prophetic. We got a lot of we not prophets, but we have a prophetic voice. Okay, but we're not prophets. But I will say this. I was at church one time. I was at school one time. We were having a revival at our school at Oral Roberts University. I was going to school, and it was one of the times. It's been a few times, but I ran into a spirit in a person I knew. And everybody have different spirits attached, different things get attached onto you, whatever, and everything. But she was demonically possessed. And we prayed for her as a group. And let me tell you something. The foaming, it was real. This sis was possessed. And when she got released, I had to be careful, because you have to be careful because people who pray with dealing with demonic energies and stuff, you got to be very careful, because spirits transfer. Do y'all know spirits transfer? Y'all know spirits transfer. Even the world know that. Even the occult knows spirits transfer. The occults know spirits transfer. Occult people who practice occult, and I know about both realms. Occult realm knows people who y'all think who are even in the side that y'all don't think is spiritual. They know and understand that spirits transfer. Okay, so we pray for her, but after that, she just really attached on to me. She was just, wow. I said to her, I had to tell her, I said, it's okay. You don't have to stay. You don't have to. She was like, I'm just scared. She was so scared that thing would get. I said, don't be scared. I said, trust God, whatever. But that she was trying to latch on. Listen, I'm just trying to tell you, it is a very power, and I realized that in school. I said it's a very powerful thing what ministers do. Ministers of the gospel, people who minister, who claim to break strongholds on people's lives, whether they're drug addictions, alcoholism, all these things, because those things, when they come into your life, a lot of times, listen, what do they call alcohol? Even though I like me a drink, baby, okay? But alcohol is what? It's a spirit. They call them spirits, right? So listen, I'm just trying to tell you. So when people are ingesting when you're drinking a lot and you're changing, because what it does is when you become drunk, you become in a sense, you're kind of caught, you're in the natural realm, but you're a little bit diving into a spiritual realm. You're becoming something else. You're more free. You're less inhibited. All kinds. That's why people, when they're, getting ready to, people getting ready to get sexy with it. Hey, baby, let's have a drink. You know what I'm saying? Because it relaxes you. It changes your thing. But when you're doing it constantly, when you're like, if people have a spirit where they've become attached to alcoholism or something like that, that's usually a spirit attached to that. Something's coming into your life that is that's taking you out of your realm, and it's constantly. So you may be what happens with people is when people become alcoholics, they may do something that they never would do. Like they wake up, you hear people's stories and people say, I woke up and I don't even know. I was laying next to somebody and I was like, what the hell? I would never sleep with that person. You know what I'm saying? But it is that thing that is attached onto you that is causing you to, it's a spirit. It's controlling you now. That's why you have to be very careful when you're dealing with drink. You have to be careful how you drink and stuff like that, because if you don't, you can have these spirits can gain control, right? So when people are called to break those things off of people's lives, to where people pray and minister, it is a very serious thing. It is nothing to play with. And I think a lot of y'all done got out here and y'all calling yourselves preachers and ministers of the gospel and gospel singers and all these things, and y'all getting ready to be tested. I'm gonna just tell y'all that now. Y'all getting ready, these spirits is getting ready to come up in here and say, who you say you are? Paul, I know. I know Jesus too, but who is you? Oh, y'all about to be tested. They ain't coming up in there strong enough. It's getting ready to be a test about who is really. I'm trying to tell you, the Bible says that judgment falls in the house of God first. I'm just trying to tell y'all. And these preachers and stuff, y'all gonna find out if y'all really work y'all salt, because y'all getting ready to see some things in this next realm that's gonna be crazy. I wouldn't even be playing like that. Y'all shouldn't even be playing. Even the saints got to be praying. If you serious being Christians, you got to even get serious. People who trying to really find out where they are in God got to get serious, because this is coming on ugly times, and you got to be able to have discernment. But let alone the people of God, let alone the people who are call themselves holding positions in the church. Oh, these spirits is coming to test y'all too. They already already here testing y'all. But a lot of people is being led by these spirits. A lot of these spirits are pastors in these churches. There's a lot of demons in the churches preaching and stuff like that too. No, they didn't and became embodied in people and stuff like that. Because the spiritual realm is very, even like I said, even the occult recognizes demonic energies. Y'all gotta be, y'all better quit playing. And just that, y'all saying this little dress is doing all of that. It's just a little dress she wore. No, it's that it says a lot because that's a basic thing. And then she couldn't apologize. They couldn't just apologize for just, hey, people make mistakes. Hey, we were trying something. I thought I could wear it. Maybe it was a little too sexy. I didn't have time to change it. I apologize. I'm gonna try my best to be more. No, it's more of a I can do what I want. I'm everyone. I'm blah blah blah. But you can't do what you want when you call yourself holding positions in the church. You can't even do what you want when you call yourself being a Christian. You know, even when you Christian and you out here exploring and trying to get God, the Spirit of God is always holding on to you, giving you grace. Even while you exploring and stuff like that, it's just the grace of God. But let alone when you calling yourself, but people even that are not pastors and preachers don't hold the same thing. They don't hold, it's not the same weight as pastors and preachers and stuff like that have. Because you claiming to already have mastered certain things. And that you've been in a position so you could help people to live better. That don't mean you perfect, but you try your best to live. But to sit up there and be to act like there is no such thing as holiness and everything, y'all wild. I'm just leave that alone, okay? But I wanted to say that because I'm just saying I let that for other people. Do not play with demonic entities. Do not play with positions in the church. I really say that for y'all. Don't do it. It's a dangerous thing. And it could, it leads a lot of people. That's what I say. And y'all who listening to him, sitting up under him. I saw this too when I saw it years ago. A lady had this church. I remember I went to this church. Some of my family members was going to it. They wanted me to come to this lady's church. I immediately walked in the church. I knew, and I wasn't really into. I immediately knew it wasn't right. I said, "What is going on?" I mean, you can feel the women were overly aggressive and strong. It was in the church, and the men were really subdued and docile. You could just feel, you was like, ooh. And it wasn't because of the woman preacher. Because I believe women can preach. It was, and people who say women can't preach haven't read the Bible. You haven't read about Phyllis. Okay, but yeah, and in Judges, a woman led in Judges, Deborah. But and a woman was the first one to give the resurrection in Christ. Okay. But that's another story. But it wasn't that. It was just the energy and the spirit in this church. Let me tell y'all, people knew better in that church. I remember I was saying to my friend, I said, girl, you better. Them people is what they talking about up in there. Girl, they crazy. And I've been in the church. I was in the church where I stayed too long. Listen, whatever's attacking sometimes that ministry will start attacking you. It will put you in, you might go into delusion. You might, I always have these, my thing starts ringing. I forget to turn it off. Hold on, y'all. We're going to give y'all a little break here while I turn this down. Okay. Okay, you guys, I'm back. Okay, I got that going, settled that. Okay, but yeah, you have to be very careful dealing with anything spiritually. It is, and I'm trying to learn more about spirituality and stuff like that. But I'm telling y'all, that is nothing to play with. Okay, just I would it. Don't be no preacher unless you call. You know what I'm saying? Just don't and don't pay with no like gospel. It's one thing to go over if you're going to go into gospel music. Again, the same thing. It is a ministry. Be careful what you call in the gospel and stuff like that because it puts a target on your back. And if you ain't got the tools to handle it, baby, okay, ain't it's not a good thing. All right, so Cam Newton this week, speaking of spirituality, was on Bishop Jake's new show, talk show, and he's talking to Bishop about marriage and stuff like that. So let me let y'all hear a couple of these little things that he talked to Cam about. Cam. So I thought this was very interesting. Hold on, y'all. Oh my goodness, I left. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Y'all not seeing it. Hold on, I gotta start it over.
Do marital bylaws and principles.
Do you think an upwardly progressive woman couldn't do that?
What I'm saying is the issue now becomes not with the expectation of marriage, it's all the surrounding antics, government wise.
Right. I know what you're talking
That's
about.
like, yo,
Prenups, agreements, lawyers.
it's not to say that it
50%.
makes it awkward.
If you can't feel safe marrying someone for their motives about you, your finances, your wealth and success, would you feel more comfortable if they were wealthy and successful and didn't need what you had? No, you don't want that.
Because I have that dynamic now.
You don't want that.
See, the thing about people love to assume.
Yeah.
Like they love to say, oh, just because you're married, you just are selfish.
Yeah.
No, I practice marital, displays and situations in my house.
Yeah.
Right? With all due respect of our relationship. I'm not just out here coming in whenever I want to.
Right.
I'm not just allowing her, or she's not just allowing me to do certain things. When we have the children, we do marital bylaws and principles.
Do you think an upwardly progressive woman couldn't do that?
What I'm saying is the issue now becomes not with the expectation of marriage, it's all the surrounding antics, government wise.
Right.
Girl, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. He's not practicing the same. It's not, and I'm insulted by even somebody saying that. You not practicing marriages. You can walk up at the door, Kim, you and her without no paperwork, without nothing, shit, any day. Bullshit. You ain't practicing. We practice the bylaws and things of marriage and stuff like that. That's why marriage is a legal. God didn't just make it a spiritual thing. He understood you needed to be legally binded. Because the earth, you not only does the natural recognize it, the spirit realm recognizes it. The spirit realm ain't recognizing y'all right now. If you ain't being recognized in the natural realm, you're not being recognized in the spiritual realm. in terms of that, because the way that God set up the laws of the universe, that's not probably going to be. That's my personal opinion. Okay. You're not practicing marital things. You're not practicing that because you're not married. And you also had a woman you did that with before, and you didn't marry her. She has 5 children. Then you had another woman that you've had babies with. And now you got Jazzy. Jazzy, I don't care if you got Jazzy living with you. Jazzy is the same thing. He's doing the same thing. And he's making lots of excuses. Why y'all give people babies before y'all give them a ring? Before they give you a ring? Like, Now, babies gotta be tired of something. Baby, that's some serious. Oh no, I ain't giving you no. Get you serious? Y'all having these babies out here just letting nothing. Yeah, well, I can get child support. Child, please. Talking about he practice marital principles at home. Child, I just can't be going out when I want to do. No, yes, you can. You single. Y'all might play house, but you single. She is too. You can go out the house whenever you want to. Y'all might play like y'all married, but in real action, you not. There is no consequences. If Cam walk out the door tonight, only thing he would have consequences to is his children. If Jazzy walk out the door tonight, the only thing she would have a thing to is her kids. Time for everything else would be wasted. You can't get no alimony. You can't get nothing. You didn't invest in babies. You didn't have some babies for somebody ain't even. He's talking about, well, see, then it come to legal and the government and all this stuff. And you done sit there, open joke. You done sit there and gave him babies. You know, women, they put their life at risk to have a baby. The nerve. Girl, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all got to be for real. I'm gonna tell you something. Listen. Let's talk about it. Because really, a lot of you women think that babies keep men attached. It doesn't. That's not what keep men attached. And that's why when Cam really found you, I don't know if Jazzy he gonna go ahead and marry you and play it out. But when he found it's probably somebody else out here. The thing, Jazzy and Kia and the other woman has made a mistake, and he might marry you. He might in the long run. Who knows? Sometimes it happens. Every time little miracles happen every day. But what's going on here is this man this is a consistency in his life. He is not taking he doesn't children aren't an attachment to him. He watched another woman have 5 kids and then stay with her. He watched another woman have 2 kids and then stay with her, and now you got 2 kids, and I bet you think you special. I bet you do. I do. And we practicing marital bonds. See, this is a man still trying to hold on to what he know really probably ain't his. He just like, I know this girl. Yeah, I'm trying to hold on till I find something better. And I don't really think he really scared of the money. If he was scared of the money, he wouldn't be having all these. You know what's a hard on your finances? Child support. Ask any black men out here. Child motherfucker. And the more money you make, the more motherfuckers it get harder. And see, what he don't want is you pulling on his ass for child support, Jazzy. So he trying to hold on to your ass a long time. He's like, shit, I hold on to her ass. See, the reason him and Kia broke up, remember Peep Game. Kia came out here and told that, let's play it right here. Where's Kia practice? Let me look at Kia practice. See, I want people to understand something. So you gotta listen well, okay? What Kia said.
Kids later, people always ask, "Oh, why are you like? What happened with your marriage?" Or like, "Why you're not in a relationship?" And I always say I was never married, but the relationship I thought it was going towards marriage, and then my partner at the time had an outside baby, and he kind of wanted to forced it on me, and I wasn't really ready to. I mean, I don't really know how to describe this or talk about this. He had a baby outside of our relationship that I was not okay with. And we were not married. So I'm like, I'm not about to deal with this because I thought what we had was something way more special than the way you're treating it. And I felt like I had no choice but to leave. I had to choose me and my kids. So I'm a single mom of 5.
Kia chose her and her kids. Kim would have still been holding on to her. From what Kia said, Kim would have probably still in love, might be still in love with her. It's just because she's said, hey, I want to deal with you done had a baby on me when I thought we was going towards marriage. Obviously, we ain't. So understand this for the other ladies in his life that think you there, you living with him. Understand he's already done this. Now, he might marry you. You might look, like I said, little miracles happen every day. I don't know if that's a good thing, though. This man had a woman with 5 kids. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Went and had a baby on her, and they said, hey, you got to accept the baby, for us to be together. She's like, I'm not going to do that. I'm choosing myself. I mean, it was a long time she decided to choose herself, but she decided to choose herself. 5 kids later, it wasn't him that broke up with Jazzy. So this is what tells me this for you, girl. He'll hold on to you as long as he can. You a Taurus girl, so I know you up in there just trying to stay like it's comfortable. I don't mind taking care of his other children if he has one outside of us. We're all family. Everybody's a family. Even though he said, I'm praying for more kids. With who? They can come from God, wherever they come from. He didn't even say you. He didn't even say Jazzy. So obviously this man wants kids. He doesn't want wives. He wants children. Why you think you special? Well, see, I'm different from Kia. I actually have I had a little internet show and I had a little internet stuff and I used to talk about. No, you're not different. But Bishop Jakes might have gotten to him gotten to him because Bishop Jakes said something very powerful. Let me show y'all what he said to him.
Opportunity to say something to you that is really important. None of us have it all together. Mm-hmm. None of us have it all figured out. All of us got something written on our sheet of paper. That's okay. But let's lower the list down so that you can enjoy the stuff while you're young enough, because you have built your life around a youth that's leaving. Bought pants that are going to be too big. Got bedrooms you ain't even going to go into no more. The kids are going to get their own lives and come see you on the holidays. You got to live with you. And I tell you, like I would tell my own son, youth is a vapor. It's like steam on a mirror in the bathroom after a shower. By the time you dry off, it's gone.
Ain't that the truth? Oof.
You just got a minute to fix this. And none of those girls and none of those jobs and none of that money is going to be able to fix it. And I think you came here for me to tell you that. And I pray you hear me, because I don't want you to turn into a bitter old man with a lot of excuses as to why He wasted his life and wasted it rich.
What?
It's not like
A
you're
word?
sleeping up under a bridge,
About this thing.
but you are sleeping up under a bridge.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like you don't have anything, but you don't have anything.
Oof.
It's not like you don't matter, but if where it counts, you don't matter.
Mm.
And only you can fix that. Only you can fix that. More money can't fix that. Bigger house in Paris can't fix it. South Africa can't fix it. Only you can fix that. Because every time you get on a plane, it's going to get on a plane with you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to look around and all of that black hair is going to be white and the hat won't hide it. It's going to turn white. It's going to turn white. Your knees are going to get stiff. Your body's going to ache. And it's going to be too late to fix it for the few people that you really, really care about. That short list of people who are holding your thermostat right now. You got to get your thermostat back. You got to do what you can to explain it. And regardless to them receiving it while you're living or after you're gone, you got to get to a place of peace about that, because you are running, please hear me, you are running out of time.
Mm.
I know. You are running out of time. It feels
That's
like an
worthy.
opportunity to say something to you that is really important. None of us have it all together.
I love that, Bishop. Listen, let me tell you, I even got something from that. I was like, that's why I told y'all when I walked into, I told y'all breast cancer, how it changed my life, because, and it's still changing. I'm still dealing with this issue of time. You know what I'm saying? Because I got some things that I'm not sure of, and I'm hanging in about. I feel the timing, you know, at me. You know what I'm saying? But when Bishop said, your youth is but a vapor. Woo, you better. And I love how he said it's not going to be in the women. It's not in none of that. It's in none of that. It's in you. Because sometimes really what's going on is, and I'm not saying this, it could be Jazzy, it could be Key, it could be anybody. I don't know who his woman is, but I'm just saying it don't have to be none of those choices that you've hurt or you've left behind or that you sometimes what men have to realize, and women too, people have to realize, is you have to deal with self first. Who you are first. That's why you going around hurting everybody. You ain't sure everybody because you ain't sure within you. And your youth ain't but a minute. Like he said, it's just but a. I mean, yesterday I was 25. Then the next day, it felt like I was looking at a doctor telling me we're diagnosing you with breast cancer, stage 1. I'm like, huh? And then I'm looking at a radiologist saying, well, what you got? I mean, we want you to live a long life, full life. What do you have? 25, 30 years? I'm like, huh? Then I realized how fast. Even if I got 50, it's fast. He's just talking excuses, none excuse. Even when I heard him about his football career, I was just like, oh my God, he's a Taurus, he's stubborn. The Taurus is stubborn. Child, listen, what you can do as a woman is save yourself. You can't tell Jazzy nothing either. She a Taurus too. Okay, but you can save yourself, and hopefully spiritually for a woman, it gets to her. She has some understanding. Ladies, for you other ladies who are out here, let me explain something to you. Do not have children for these men when they're not married. You heard Kia. She even told you, she said, I thought I was going towards marriage. And when I found out he was undisciplined in his sexuality, and that's just my personal word in there. And I said, hey, I'm going to choose myself. I'm not choosing you. I'm not excusing you. I'm not letting you run around out here with other women and have a baby on me when I've been waiting on you and I invested in this, hoping that we were going to do this. And now you telling me you got another baby on the way. I commend her, really. It's tough, even though it took a long time, but but I still commend her after 5 children. Most women would feel stuck and adherent to, especially with a man with a bunch of money. Women, I want you to understand something today. You give the greatest investment. You do. You give the greatest investment, especially if you have children. But even when you don't have children, women give such investments, being inspirational, emotional. That's why we're having now what they call the gray divorces, because a lot of women are divorcing. They're finding themselves at 50-some years old, wore out, because spiritually marriage has took its toll. Things have taken their tolls up, because marriage and stuff are investments. And it is not something that you give away rather easily. What's happened is a lot of women, when they were young, they was in a rush for certain things, have baby, have this and that, do this, and that, and they weren't thinking properly about their futures. And nobody's going to be perfect. I love Bishop saying that. But you got to have people that can walk with you in your journey. And a lot of people have had to find out the hard way. So I always say to young ladies, the most powerful thing you can do is really taking your time, not sleeping with everybody, not running around with everybody and stuff like that. But when you get serious about dating and choosing someone, really taking that time to really see and understand what that investment is, and don't do it with just anyone. Even if you have a child with them. Man, I can't tell y'all enough, because you will invest so much time. Women invest so much, and as we age, it gets different for us. So ladies, don't give away your womb to somebody who does not respect the art, does not respect marriage. Somebody who wants your womb and wants you to have their babies, but they don't want to have no commitment to you. They want you to risk your life to bring a child here with that bears their DNA, bears your DNA and their DNA. I don't know how it goes, but bears their biological makeup, and they want you to risk your life and not give you please. Please. And I understand. Now, I'm not talking about for some of you who made the one mistake and all that stuff and everything like that. But the other stuff, nah, man. Now, if marriage ain't that important to you and you don't really care, you okay, you like, I have these babies, I don't really care, I'm non-committal. I mean, I ain't got to have that in marriage. I don't got to have the government, my stuff. And well, go ahead, have at it. But for you women who come into these situations, who really believe, who really want these men to marry you, and you already see where they're at, don't risk your shit for a bum deal. Make sure to understand it's a bum deal. And a lot of y'all be giving up a lot. Sometimes y'all give up better situations, better people, better things, better situation, trying to chase out somebody who non-committal, don't want to tell you the truth, he don't want to share his feelings with me. He really love me. I don't know, he's thinking he this and that, he got to learn. I had one from lady. I was like, she wasn't really a friend. She was a friend of my friends, and she was talking to me. I must have fell asleep. She was, and and see, he really loved me, but he got a lot of choices because he got a lot of money, and he's and I was like, oh God, I said, girl, he don't want you. Yeah, he do, because every time we look at each other, he got this sprung, but he's so mixed signals. I said, girl, don't play with you. Too old to be playing with mixed signals. Tell him I'm too fucking old. Okay, I ain't got time for no fucking mixed signals. I'm on a time schedule. She 48 years old. 48. You got a motherfucker talking about mixed signals. I got mixed signals. He giving me mixed signals. No, baby, you ain't got no mixed signals. We ain't got time for mixed signals. Okay, mixed signals my ass. Okay, mixed signals my ass. Okay, she just wasting just. He, the other day he said to me, I said, girl, he ain't saying nothing. Okay, she was trying to tell me. She's talking to my friend, was like, listen, girl, listen to me. Was talking. I said, geez, I was so tired of hearing it. She knew what it was, but it was hard because you know what it was? It was what women understand is when they understand when somebody they feel, and I didn't deny her feelings. I didn't think she was crazy at all. The dude was playing with her. He do got some feelings for her. I really believe he got feelings for her. But they not important enough to him. You got to understand, men are different. Men are very logical. So sometimes men, it's not important enough to them to make that time and make that thing for you. He's like, you ain't that important. I got some feelings. I feel a certain way about you. But the real truth of the matter is, I don't know if I'm really bringing that to you. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know if I'm ready to give all that up for you. And that's just as bad as him saying, I don't want to be with you. It's just as bad as him giving you the signal. I don't care if he really cared. I don't care if y'all done had hot sex and it was firecrackers going off and the angels came out, people singing and everything like that. If he get up from there and he don't put you as a priority, he don't prioritize your feelings, prioritize who you being your time. And especially when you're 48. There's some motherfucker about his way. You ain't got time. And nobody got time. You ain't got time at 30. You ain't got time at 35 to be playing with a motherfucker. You don't got time. I don't got time to be playing with you. I don't know. It's mystical. Girl, he put on it. And the other day, he posted, she told me this, I just really about to fall out somewhere. He posted something to me. It was, he posted her favorite quote. I said, I don't get, girl, shit. Get out of here. What? That's because he was thinking about me. I don't get, no, he's trying to hold on to you. He feel me here talking you out of this. He trying to hold on. And I'm telling you, don't let him do it. Don't let him fool you. Oh no. You gotta let that fool go. You gotta say nope. This is because they're different. Now, when you're 24 and 23 and everything, even then I wouldn't have time. But you can play a little bit more. That's why young people in their 20s. 20s is playing, dating. You going through everything. You playing little games. People can talk. You at an immature stage. You trying to learn. And I admire the people in their 20s who gather their forces and become more mature and stuff. But the 20s is a time where you got a little bit more time. You can play. Even then, though, your time, you ain't got time. You can't be playing too much. You know what I'm saying? But you got a little bit more time to explore. That's the exploration a little bit. You know what I'm saying? From that 20 to 26, sometimes gate, or sometimes to 30. You know what I'm saying? But when people coming in, you a grown ass woman and a motherfucker is printing your favorite quote over the internet. And that means something to you. What the fuck that means? What that right. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? What do you mean? It was my. He knows it's my favorite. What is it? What is he saying to you though? What? You right. I said, yeah, you right. That's what I used to really like this. I had this big crush on this guy. And one of my spiritual moms. When I was in school, I mean, he used to take me out to eat all the time. And he also used to like to fly, where he knew how to fly, but he used to always try to get me to go out on a plane. I was like, hell no, because you don't know instruments. Because he was just getting to know like the instruments and everything like that. But he used to always take me to this stuff. And so one of my friends, my spiritual moms, that was my spiritual, I only had one spiritual mom, but one of my other spiritual, like who motherly figures, said to me one day, she said, girl, that way, where is this going? She said, are you just dating him or you just hanging out or what is going on? I said, I really don't know. She said, I said, I guess he likes me because, he's always, coming to get me when, and taking me out to eat. She said, that don't mean he like you. Maybe he just like to eat. I remember I said, you right. Maybe this mug just taking me. Maybe I'm just good coming. Maybe he's like, she like to eat too. I like to eat. Let's go. That didn't mean nothing deep. She was like, because he taking you out to eat? Have he told you anything? Have he this and that? And I remember just the whole thing. I was so like, she said, girl, don't waste your time. And I remember I stopped wasting my time. And I remember I was moving back to Kansas City. I was living in Tulsa at the time. I was moving back to Kansas City. And he came by my place and he gave me this big speech, but he was still talking around what he really needed to say. I was like, and so I remember I was so confused, and I remember and I called my this lady who I loved, who was a spiritual mother figure. I said, what do you think she said, I think he's just talking crazy. I think he just came over here to talk to you about which school he should go to. I said, yeah. She said, and he trying to pull you in with, because he said, well, maybe, I was thinking about med school and UMK. Like, oh, you're trying to go to med school where I'm at. She said, yeah, but maybe because it's cheap. She was right. He would never give a clarity on it, right? He never would. And it was just, and he really, eventually he told me why. I got why. But it was funny when I was leaving to go home. I was like, I'm not just, we're not gonna, if you can't give me something, a definitive answer, he still couldn't. And to this day, when I really realized it, he just was not, he liked me, but he just wasn't, he was like, there's a reason why I don't want to risk certain things on you. That's really what it was. I mean, and you can talk as women, we talk ourselves around things. That's how we get overly invested in people who don't really care about us. Or not that they don't care, because some people do care. This guy cared for me. He actually saw me he saw my spiritual gifts, everything. He's actually really did. But he's like, yo, like, what does that mean for me? What does that mean with you? Can I handle being with? I mean, like, what you gonna like? I remember he said something to me like, what if you have a dream about me? I said, well, I don't just have dreams about people. What the heck? I mean, he was concerned. There were certain things that he was, and you know what? And I couldn't help. I'm like, what the heck? I can't help who I am. It's so. But those were all excuses. And a lot of times, women. What if I had just kept going? Like I just kept going, and eventually, he still wasn't wanting to marry me. I had a baby with him. He still ain't sure. Well, I'll move you in the house. You know what I'm saying? We just, we'll figure it out. We practicing marital And then I've been look around and ain't nothing. He still ain't made it clear. He still ain't gave clear. Ladies, that's what you do. You keep pushing and pushing and pushing. Some of y'all have babies. Some of y'all get married to these dudes. Y'all force them to marry you. Finally, they like, shoot, I might as well try the marriage. And y'all don't see that. Y'all see it as, woo, he gonna marry me. After 20 years, he gonna marry me. No, I be like, red flag. No, that means he loved me. I done beat him out. No. That mean you beat them all out. That means you mean you waited them all out. Everybody else left. The girl who he really loved might have really left. But you're not ready to have that conversation with him. You're not really ready to have that real deep deal because you scared that you've invested too much because you've been a fool sitting around here for 10 to 15 years. I had a man one night. I was talking with friends. We had a conversation with this man. I ain't gonna say a family member, person. And this man was telling us, he was talking about the family members. They was arguing about their relationship, and they had me and this other family member on and trying to help us, let us be in between, trying to talk to him and stuff. And the man said, "Well, you know what?" He said, "I still kind of really, to be honest, ain't got over my other marriage." We all like. We're like, what? He said, nah. He says this in front of the person. We like, oh, wait a minute, hold on. I mean, I really care for her and I love her, which is our family member, but I'm still in love with my other wife. Oh, shit. Okay. Well, this is a very honest thing here. Okay, wait a minute, hold on. Did you hear what he just said? Such we said to our brother. What that? Yeah, I know he got feelings, but that don't got nothing to do with us. Oh, she act like she didn't even hear us. She act like she didn't even hear him. And got this man to marry her. I said, oh no, and it was a disaster. Let me tell you, it was a disaster. It was a disaster. And it didn't mean the man, he cared for her, but he was still back. His mind was in two places. Y'all forced this situation. She forced her ass right into a situation that she took too much for it, paid too much for it. A lot of you women will do this. You'll be like, okay, I'm just sitting around. I've heard women say, yeah, we already got 2 kids, so we might as well get married. No, you might as well not. Why he had 2 kids with you? You can't explore why have the babies first and not marry you. You need to explore that. Well, we already know. No, that doesn't mean you're a good couple because you overly invested in somebody who didn't give you clarity. That's you that overly invested. You control your will. You overly invested in somebody that didn't. Men, let me tell you, it's my grandmother used to say all the time, mama's baby, daddy's baby. Okay. That means daddy can walk away. Daddies be walking away up out in these streets. Okay. You left carrying it for 9 months. So you put that investment, you overly invested, and now you just ready to, because you overly invested. So now you just ready to erase everything just to be his wife. You don't care because you don't want to look like no dummy. And what ends up happening is women like that end up looking like dummies anyway because they didn't get the answers as to what was going on. And this person who was my friend's friend who was 48 years old, listened to watching a motherfucker give her signs and symbols online was wild to me. I was like, what the fuck? Like the signs and symbols is cute and funny. They cute. I'd be laughing. I thought it was cute some of the stuff you was doing, but what the fuck is that? You grown ass motherfuckers giving signs and symbols. What does that mean? I said, you 48. And she really was hurt with me saying that. I said, baby, I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you. Signs and symbols mean nothing. They don't. I'm just trying to tell you. They don't mean nothing. Signs and symbols are signs and symbols. You got to have conversations with people before you invest. You got to get to know somebody. Somebody got to be able to have a meaningful conversation with you about the road your relationship is going on. But women, you tend to overly invest trying to force that man and get that man or that person, that man to you, trying to get that man to believe you the one, and you're not seeing the symbols. Like you trying to get them to get it. You trying to, and so what you start doing is, instead of just trying to get the answers out and get to know, figure out what he, who he is or what he trying, you start trying to, you overly invest by sleeping with him too fast, doing all kind of stuff with him and everything. And some of y'all have given up like people who you had that was good people for a motherfucker performing magic tricks in front of you. Poof. I'm here today. Poof. Not so much anymore. Poof. You see the heart within the smoke. That means I love you, girl. Like, okay. And this is what's happening to Jazzy. I mean, she didn't see the Kia. You didn't see Kia. Kia, you think you ain't Kia. That's what she thinks. She thinks she ain't Kia. You're going to be Kia either way. And the ring don't guarantee. That's why I say, if I was a girl like Jazzy and I was 2 babies in, don't want to be in, because 2 babies in make you more susceptible to the bullshit. Like if he decides to marry you, you're going to be too desperate to do it, because now you overwhelmed with 2 children that you done invested, you done put too much in this man before he made a commitment or before he's even told you what direction he's going to go in. And so you kind of, because it's so hard to raise kids, you kind of adhering to you. You might be in a spot where you kind of in a desperation mode. Now, Kia's a strong chick. I gotta give it to her. Kia's like, bitch, I'm not staying here for no other woman's baby. You're not doing me like that when we've been I thought we was gonna marry, even though she overly invested. But when Kia realized that this was a fucking mistake, she's like, I bow out. I want to get 6, number 6, number 7, number 8. But some women, what they'll do is when the men will realize they're getting ready to go, and they really like, oh Lord, are they losing them to another guy, something like that? So they'll run in for a last minute hoorah, hoorah, whatever, to see if they can get them. And then they do get them. Women are not questioning because you've overly invested. And you ain't got to have no baby to overly invest. Sometimes it's overly investment of years, overly investment of coochie cat, all kind of stuff you done gave this man, okay? And finances, all kind of things. And so when they turn around and finally want to marry you, you ain't asking yourself some questions like, hold up. Wait, it ain't going to be just that easy. Just because I got 2 kids don't mean we need to be married. I overly invested, and I need to rethink this, and you need to too. Is this something we want to do? Because marriage is that's a commitment, and when you got to go to divorce, it's a serious. Lots of times women I've heard so many stories, just women, I just can give story lessons alone on women overly committing to something that won't give them clarity. I've had women I've known who've been in relationships with other people or married, and another person came on. And they was giving dust buckets and all that stuff. And they like, I'm so stressed out in this. And then you like, don't. But you can. I understand if you want to leave that. But listen here, don't go for the dust bunny. He's throwing up magic tricks. Here's a cat in a hat. Oh, So now the cat's not in the head anymore. Oh, there's a like the man, what's that man of the, I don't know if y'all used to see the show, after they used to have them after games all the time, Super Bowl, where they got this guy with a fishing pole. I forget the commercial, and he's like people trying to catch. He got like money on the end of the fishing pole, and people trying to grab it and catch. He's like, now you ain't got it. You got men out here toying with you like that, with their affections and stuff. Why would you commit to somebody like that? Why would you listen, unless you just out for a good time, ladies, why would you give coochie to somebody? Hold on, let me say that. Unless you looking for a commitment, you looking for something serious, and why would you give a coochie out to somebody who don't want nothing serious? And you just hoping that maybe my coochie cat just gonna turn the magic trick into something real. The cat in the hat gonna become real. Why would you do that? It's us wanting to overly invest and wanting to hope they change their mind. People showing you where they at every day. I say actions show you everything you need to know. You don't need nothing else but action. Words or nothing. Pretty words, like my girlfriend's friend was telling me, he put my favorite quote on his thing. I don't give a flying about his favorite quote. He's a magic trick. Because he knows it's going to get your ass going. Oh, now you should be like, oh, that's cute. Yo, that's cute. Look at you. Little magic tricks. Don't pay no attention. I told her, keep on dating, girl. You 48. You ain't got time. You ain't got time to be playing with his ass, okay? Keep on dating. Keep on doing what you got. He throwing up magic tricks. Keep on dating. That's smoking. That's bells and whistles. Smoking mirrors. Until he's ready to come out of the smoke and so show himself, then you can't take that serious. You gotta laugh at it, okay? So that's why I say women quit overly investing in things. That's why I am glad in this day and time, even though I might disagree. I was listening to Sharaven this morning. I woke up early this morning. I was happy to be up, and Sharaven was on live, and I was listening to one of her lives. I mean, and even though I don't agree with everything she says, I do appreciate that there are women like her and more. I love Chloe. This Chloe, if you know Chloe on YouTube, who talks about hypergamy and stuff like that. I think she's a little bit more balanced, but I like both of them. But I do believe that women like Sharaven and Sharaven is hardcore. But what I love now that is that gives women to understand when there is a sense of valuing themselves more now, valuing yourselves in so much that you are not overly investing in a deal that you can't see. It's like when people I had a friend telling me this African dude was trying to talk to her. He was trying to get her to invest in some property over in Africa. I was like, girl, that's a what? Girl, what he showing you? He showing her pictures on the internet. I like, shit, girl, don't be investing no. It's like he just showing you fake property. So, come on, invest, and you never really getting to see the property. Now, how she put money down on that property and she ain't never seen it and never went to go walking and stuff like that? Girl, don't be no fool. And that's what a lot of y'all do. A lot of y'all put investment on these men and they have not showed you any potential or promise to work. No, not even potential. Don't say, let me say potential, because y'all motherfuckers say potential. No, not potential. They ain't showed you no action towards you whatsoever. No solid action. No solid words. Hey, I like you. Hey, girl, if you give this, I'll give this. If you come with me, I'll give you the world. They can't he can't put himself on the table, because a lot of these men is, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Y'all dealing with a lot out there in the streets. Okay. I'm just telling you, smoking mirrors don't work. I'm a Gwen Guthrie with Gwen Guthrie. Bill, what she say? Bill collector. What's the song? At my door. What can you do for me? You gotta have a J-O-B if you wanna be with me. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. Life is too serious. Love's too mysterious. A fly girl like me. She said, need security. I need some real shit. What you talking? We can't be sitting up here. You can't be playing with me. Somebody play with you and you invest in whole babies and whole he can't even decide, well, he don't know if he want to be with me or not, and you up here washing his dirty clothes, cooking his other kids meals, cooking his mama and them food, his aunties and all of them people food. You acting like a whole full wife, not a one-time thing where you did something nice. Nah, but you're all doing this every day. Y'all already a stepmama without stepmama things. And what'll happen is what'll happen is that man got his options open. Okay, right? You know what I'm saying? You've overly invested because you done already become a wife. You done had babies and everything. But he done had children, but men can walk away easier. And then he find that one, he say, well, you know what? I thought you was it. Well, I never really said we was committed. I said we was trying something. We was just practicing the marital. Oh, yeah. I blame women. I blame women for overly investing. Okay. And I really wanted to say that today. It's a word today. Females, stop overly investing in deals that you can't see. When the deals are going to cost you something, when the deals are going to be let me see. When the deals are going to cost you something, when the relationships are going to you're going to have to give up something of yourself and everything. You cannot let somebody, when it's going to cost you, you can't let somebody play with your time, your womb, your other options, your money for some magical shit. Don't do it, girls. Don't do it. And especially 35 and up. Shannon Sharp. Oh, God. I don't even know what I got to talk about. Shannon, all this Shannon still ain't really learned. Is he? He just really ain't learned. Shannon Sharp says he's going, this is from the Jasmine brand, going to treat himself to a Dominican Republican trip. They got something with long hair and light skin. Help me, Lord. Let's listen to this.
Mopeds.
Oh, what they got? They got something with like long hair and light skin?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think about going to the Dominican and treat myself. What kind of cars they got over there?
They drive mopeds.
Oh, what they got? They got something with like long hair and light skin?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think about going to the Dominican and treat myself. What kind of cars they got over there?
They drive mopeds.
Oh, what they got?
That's the DR. Like you talk about Dominican Republic.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
What they do out there?
Oh,
man, if it don't, when I travel for soccer. That's the DR. Like you talk about Dominican Republic.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
What they soccer reasons only. So if it ain't got nothing to do with soccer,
I'm gonna sock something.
Oh, soccer reasons only. So if it,
this man, hold on. This man just lost $30 million. Sidebar, black men, can I tell you something? I had one person tell me how embarrassing it is for y'all seeing y'all. Y'all know they know y'all tricks, right, over in the Dominican Republic, don't y'all? They got videos on from women on the Dominican Republic and Brazil and places like that, laughing at Black American men or Black men going there trying to date them and everything. They know you, not all of them, but a lot of them know y'all tricks. And they say it's embarrassing seeing y'all all. Somebody told me they went and seen it and they said in the during customs, they said it was so embarrassing. This person told me it was so embarrassing with looking at just nothing but black men. They look like desperados. The self-hate knows no bounds. And Shannon, you motherfucker, you just lost 30 million, 20 million, 25, 30 million dollars tricking off. I don't even got time to even just be sitting here talking about that. I mean, I would think after you $25, $30 million, even Ocho, even though he lying, telling me I go for soccer, you know. But Ocho was even looking like shit. Oh, okay. Oh. Like he trying to save you, like, don't go there. Oh God, man, this is people like this. I just hope for the best for Shannon. Shannon, I want you to sit down with Bishop. I want to see what Bishop got to say to you. Bishop need a word to listen. I don't even know. I can't really tell. It's a bit okay. Woo, wow. Okay. Moving on. Okay. Deontay Wilder exposes Taylor Swift, says she stole 400,000 K. I don't know who these people are, but I just found the story interesting. So let me share it with y'all.
Dollars from me.
400?
Over $400,000 from me. She killed one of my childs because she couldn't get child support in the state that she was in. They had a cap on it, so she wanted to move to California.
Oh,
see, that's where all the girls go.
That's
to.
what, California
because
got
them
the
lawyers
laws
out there waiting on them, and the laws is a woman is innocent until proven guilty, and man is guilty until proven innocent. Good luck. And don't have no money because they're gonna extort you.
Yeah.
You understand me? Judges and lawyers knowing each other and all that, and I'm telling you, know, and these times, motherfuckers freaking out here. They probably having sex with each other and shit and coming on and getting your case down. You know what I mean? I done been through so much, bro. And to go through that and to have somebody that you done taken care of for years, she was a person that lost her job she'd tell everybody she was CPA, but you was a CNA, a certified nurse assistant. That's the lowest of the low in the hospital, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But you want to tell people you certain things because you want to look a certain part that you really not. You know what I'm saying? And now you lose your job as that. You can't even wipe ass right. You done lost your job wiping somebody's ass because you ain't wipe it right. He still stink. You know what I'm saying? And now you lose your job. You finna become homeless. And you got two people you taking care of. So I end up getting her and moving her with me.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And helped out and all that stuff. And this is how you repay me. I took the role of being your son father, not just a daddy, but a father.
Right.
I went in so hard, bro. I went in so hard because I went in so hard to the point where I put them on my wheel. I had a meeting with my kids. I said, how y'all feel if I scoot y'all over? I scoot over a little slide and let somebody else get a little bit of it. And you know, my kids are amazing. They're my best friends. And they was down with it. So I moved a little space over and added her son in on my motherfucking win. You ain't even my son for real.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah. That has to take it.
I put her in my wheel as well too. Yeah. You was just my girlfriend. You ain't even my wife.
I hope that still ain't dead, man.
Yeah, man. I hope that still ain't. One time the son said, "You ain't my daddy." Now that's one thing you don't say to a man that ain't your daddy. Don't remind him that you ain't his daddy. You ain't. You know what I'm saying? Don't remind me that.
I know that, but you ain't got
it. I done fed you, took you on all these trips, giving you a beautiful life.
Yeah. I
ain't your daddy. I put you on my wheel. Bro, when he did that, bro, I ran to my lawyer to try to get that, you know what I mean? Because I felt like I was finna have a heart attack. Seriously. You know what I mean? So I've been through a lot, bro.
Obligation is a strange thing. No, listen. You can't do things and then turn around. Men, you sound crazy. Women, you sound crazy when you say, well, I gave you this, I did this. Nobody is obligated to you, especially when you have no motherfucking commitment. You going to put motherfuckers in your wheel and you ain't married to them, all this damn stuff, that's just crazy. And when is it gonna be your fault? Everything so okay, so what? You know what? Men, this never looks good on you. Men, because how men flow, I think men, hey, I wish her the best. We tried. I tried to do my best towards her and everything. You want her to stay with you, at least try to stay with me because I put your kid in my wheel. This is what it sounded like what you saying is, Because I did all this extra shit for you, that means you tied to me. No, it don't. Commitment men is the same thing for you. She been married. Did she marry him? I don't think this chick was even married to this man. How you expect wife things from somebody who's not a wife? She not your wife. She ain't obligated to you. What the hell are you talking about? And wives are not obligated. They're obligated. They're supposed to keep the vows, but sometimes they don't. People leave. People be like, hey, this is what I signed up for. This is not working out. What you gonna do? Just sit up there and be bitter and talk about it all the time? Now you put the kid in the wheel because you love the kid. Not because I try to be good to you. I try to show you who's good. I had a friend, another friend who, no, this was a relative whose boyfriend always used to talk about what he loved to do. He used to, all the stuff he done did. See, I do everything. I said, you ain't doing it for love. I remember they got quiet on me. I said, what you doing? Because you remind everybody every damn day what you done did for the motherfuckers. What we need to know. When you do things for love, it does not, you just say, hey, I care for that person. Yes, I may have done some things hoping it would solidify our relationship or something like that. But but when you use it as a manipulative tactic, you always think I'm good because all the things I'm giving to you. Let me tell you something, ladies out here. Men will do a lot of things for you to put you in that. Some men, there's sugar daddies that do that all the time. Well, let me see, girl, if I was going to pay your rent this month, what you going to do for shit? What you going to do for daddy? Just creepy. That's what that sounds like. When if I'm gonna put your son in my will, don't put people's son in their will unless you care for that. Unless you willing. Kids say bad stuff to their real parents. Okay, unless you're willing to be a parent and love that child beyond everything, don't tell nobody you put them in their will and stuff like that. All that all sound like things you were doing to try to keep her. You was doing manipulation tactics. That's why I tell my relatives, man, I said you doing manipulation tactics, sugar daddy tactics to try to hold on. Love is a gamble. Love is a risk, okay? You can't fucking manipulate people into staying with you. Daddy, I'm gonna give you my $300 because you stay with me. No, that's manipulative. Why are you giving it? You trying to pay him to stay with you? Now, if you say, hey, I love that girl, she dope. Hey, that's fire. That I love, I'm gonna help her with this. And not just because I like her. Yeah, maybe I did a lot of great things, but it didn't work out. And men who do and women who do that and let go of that, yeah, sometimes people use people sometimes. But people, listen, remember, you have to be careful of why you're investing. I always understand why your motives are for investing in somebody too. What's your motives? Yes, we know men eventually when they really like you, want to have that moment with you. But if they don't, grown ass men going about their business and learn the lesson. Grown ass women going about their business and learn the lesson. And I'm sitting there, oh man, I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing. Oh, it just sounds sad. It just sounds sad. Sounds sad. I don't know if the story today don't overinvest. And when you do invest, don't do it for manipulative reasons. When you give with the idea, hey, you could be a great spouse. A lot of people know this. You could be a great spouse to somebody, have a great relationship. You think you did all the things right and everything right, and the person say one day, hey, I don't think this is working. And it's not that they used you or you used them or anything. Maybe they've come to the conclusion it didn't work. And you sit up here, well, I see all that stuff I gave you. How you gonna leave me? So that's what you was doing. You knew so you was really manipulating. Sorry, I had to tell this relevant. brother's man. I said, so you really manipulating, really? You really know you can't keep her without all that. That ain't a gift. That's a gift attached with some shit. Yes, again, love. Yes, you want to have a sense of obligation to people you love and care about and everything, but that's not the only thing you want a relationship to be. You don't only want people to feel obligated to you for the things you give them or the things this and that. You want people to care. And then if people don't stay in it, doesn't mean they used you or they didn't do it. It could be because it just wasn't the right time and our things weren't going right, or it come to the conclusion of this not right. You can't, if you stay in that energy, I guarantee you're not gonna produce much going on. You're just gonna produce bitterness and angry, and that's for men and women. Don't sound like this brother, okay?
My ex.
Let's see, y'all. Do we got another story today? I think it was something with Cardi B I was supposed to talk to y'all about last week, and I didn't. Let me see. Hold on. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, y'all. Begin to. I think this is. I don't know if this is gonna be the last story or not. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, I couldn't. Okay, I don't know. It's something. I wanted to show y'all. Okay, this is it. Yeah.
4 days. Y'all been a little bit too mean. I can't change. I can't go back in time. I already had a baby. Y'all want me to put my baby back in my? I need to calm down. Is y'all cool? Y'all been dragging me for 3 or 4 days. Y'all been a little bit too mean. I can't change. I can't go back in time. I already had a baby. Y'all want me to put my baby back in my? Huh? Y'all want me to leave my man and yours?
Cardi B clapping back at fans who are roasting her relationship with Stefon Diggs after the pair seemed to spend Christmas apart.
Sometimes it gets a little bit overwhelming, like fame could be a little crazy.
Cardi's chaotic holiday pictured here with all 4 of her kids, Culture, Wave, and Blossom, who she shares with Migos rapper Offset. And there's her 7-week-old baby boy with Stefon cuddled up close.
I love everything about motherhood.
Meanwhile, the Patriots star shared these snaps with his other newborns. Yep, he has a total of 6 kids with 6 different women, 3 of which were born in 2025. He reunited with Cardi at his game against the Jets on Sunday in coordinated Chanel.
We can only go forward now. So I don't know.
Yeah, Cardi seems unbothered, and she's about to be very busy. Her Little Miss Drama Tour kicks off on February 11th.
I have so much work to do once January starts that is stressing me out. I'm going to be away from my babies, away from my personal life, away from my home. I have to rehearse for 10 to 12 hours a day for tour. There is so many elements of production that I'm missing for tour. I'm already super stressed out.
She'll hit the road just days after Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show, fueling major speculation the new mom might make a cameo. Stefan and his team still stand a good chance of being.
Let's stop. Just because you're a celebrity doesn't mean you always make wise decisions. Okay. Cardi is I think Cardi's okay with this relationship. I think, listen, a baby is here. The babies are a blessing. When babies are here, they are blessings. But I'm sure the lesson, ladies, you don't have to make this. When you see a man running around having 3 and 4 babies in a year, and you decide to have a baby with him, no, you can't put the baby back in your coochie. But the lesson you got to learn is what you got to learn, baby. And it ain't gonna be easy. Okay? But I'll tell you this: you got to know when to fold them, know when to hold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your own money. We sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the deal is done. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. That's the word of the day. Know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. I'm singing that part for a reason. Y'all get it later on. There'll be time enough for counting when the deal is gone. You got to know when to hold them. Know when to fold them. That's the wisest thing that's ever been made. Know when to walk away. Know when to run. Not just about a card game. It's about life lessons. You got to know. Cardi B can afford to walk through her lessons a little less back, but it's a lesson still. Because it's rough out here. It's rough out here with these 4 babies. Okay? And you know what I'm saying? When a man got to spread he got, you know what I'm saying? He Nicky Cannon out here. Okay? You know what I'm saying? I just said it is what it is. It ain't easy. And listen, let me tell you ladies something. Babies energy drains you. The energy's getting drained. Even when she's on tour and everything away from her kids, she still feel the energy of those children. So you can't be having, y'all can't be careful with that, who you have babies by. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, Cardi got to learn her lesson, but like she said, she can't put her baby back in her coochie. Okay, Cardi's lesson has to be learned. And she gonna learn. She got to learn. Okay, but at least she got money to guide her through. But some of y'all, listen, you got to know when to hold them. You can't be having no baby. If you a girl out here, a regular girl, and you ain't got no Cardi B money, and you beautiful, and you see Stefan Diggs coming, turn the other way. You got to know when to hold them. Don't try to have no baby time. That's a good deal. Ooh, Stefan Diggs. No, hell no, it ain't no good deal. He already got about 6 kids, and he had 3 in a year. What's good about that deal? I'm gone. This is the end of the show. I can't take no more. This is just gone. This is the end. I've been talking about magic tricks, girls. No magic tricks. We're gonna say no to magic tricks this year. We're gonna say no to overly investing. Okay. We're going to say no to all these things. No. Just say no. God, is there something else? I thought this was the end. It's not. Wait a minute. This might be some more. Oh, what else? This story is just like, come on. I don't know if there's anything else afterwards. Oh. The breakup is Tiana Taylor and Aaron Pierre. Something Pierre, that's Mufasa. Y'all believe? I don't know if I kind of believe it's. You know what? It was kind of like Janet Jackson and Maxwell Extended. Nah, I believe them a little bit more. Okay, yeah, I think they had some relationship, but I think they milked it. I think they probably milked it a little bit. I think they might have milked it. I don't know if I'm sorry, Tiana, if y'all had a serious relationship, but listen, I mean, Tiana and him got a lot from that. Pierre, that's Mufasa. Pierre, that's Mufasa. Yeah, I don't know if I ever. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't know if I really ever really believed it. Okay, don't be mad at me. I just say what I see. I could be completely wrong. Okay. Um. Okay. Let's see. There is a couple. There's one more thing. Okay. Um. Okay. I heard this, and I'm going to end it with this to show today with this. Okay. I'll let y'all listen to this. Hold on. Wait a minute. I may not have it up for y'all. Hold on. I got to put it back up. Okay. Y'all can't hear. Hold on. I'll make it so y'all can hear this. This is really good.
So where we ain't in it no more. Black people ain't controlling our culture no more. It was so much fun, and it was so exciting to be a part of it during the 90s and the 2000s because we were still a part of it. But now we're not a part of it anymore. It's just a system. It's corporate. Everything that they wanted about it, they got it now. But when we went corporate, we lost the soul. So where's the soul now? The soul now is back in the South. The soul now is the trail ride. The soul now, blues, Southern soul music. That's where the soul is now. You know why? Because it's not controlled. It's going on in backyards, it's going on in fields all over the South. 2 and 3, 4, 5, 10,000 people in the field partying for 3 and 4 days. And guess what? Ain't no corporate nothing around here. Just field, music, and culture. When rap and music gets back to that,
are you okay, Bri?
Then you'll start finding stars again. What you have now in the music business has all been manufactured. The last 10 years of artists, manufactured.
Yep.
I say last 30.
How do you sell millions of records and you can't tour? Huh? Yeah, manufactured. We ain't
Don't
in it no
make
more.
touring the standard. They can tour.
Being the
They got a lot
breadwinner in
of
the
things.
relationship.
They got a lot of things
Black people ain't.
that can help non-singers tour. Okay, touring is not the standard. I won't say that, but I agree with him with everything else. Black American culture has been usurped, and it was I won't even say the 90s and the 90s and the 2000s were the result of our prime, what I call Black people's prime years, which was the 50s through the 80s. It was prime. Oh God, it was a prime time. And then the 90s was just a residual of that. 2000s kind of starting to die, but the 90s was a residual of all that soul and energy, and the Gen X had taken some of that Black American soul back. What I'm saying? They tried to bring it, with a little, and they had a little Haitian boy helping with a little Haitian Puerto Rican boy Maxwell with the neo soul movement moving in, but Black American soul. Yeah, I agree that it's now the blues, blues has always been a bomb to me. I love the blues. And that is coming back. That's why you got stuff like oh, I got my boots on the ground, throw them hands up. That's blues music. That's Black people going back to, in some senses, our grandmother of music, not the mother, but the grandmother, like the gospel, the old Negro spiritual soul music, even in gospel, to people going back to old school gospel and stuff like that. That is where that is where it's at. When he's saying in them fields and in there, that's a part of who we are as a people, and as a Black American people. That's our culture. You know what I'm saying? And so I agree with him that it's that blues and soul movement who never really lost that is engineering that now. You got all those blues sons. You got Will Monkey. What's the dude? King. What's the name? Forget his name. This train gonna keep on rolling. This thing our life gonna keep on going. Go ahead and leave. I'll never be alone. So I don't want to sing for y'all, but as soon as a guy, I forget the song how I go, but that's my song. It's been a lot of blues. Blues has been really I remember as a kid first hearing Millie Jackson going, what? And it was really my big introduction. I knew blues before because my grandparents would sing kind of music, but they were mostly gospel singers. But my next door neighbor and my dad's family, but my next door neighbor and my mom didn't party. But my next door neighbor, Miss Fisher, Laura Bell Fisher, who was like, that family was like a second family to me. And me and Miss Fisher would listen to Blues Hour, and that's how I learned about everybody, child. Okay, I'm BB King, ZZ. I learned all the blues music. I heard first time ZZ Hill cheating in the next room, talking softly on the telephone. I was sick singing that. Down home blues, down home blues. All she wanted to hear was the down home blues. All that. I love blues music, and that's right. And it's never lost that grit, that funness and everything. And he's right. Until music and all that grabs that back, I don't know. But I see that blues movement is moving. It is it's been a very grassroots thing for Black Americans to go back to. So I totally agree with him. I love that he said that. Okay, awesome there. Okay, and you have some people out here trying to keep the traditions of soul music alive and stuff like that. Yeah, so beautiful thing, all right? Even people that are not a part of the traditional Black American culture, but somebody like Maxwell who's still doing R&B and stuff like rhythm and blues in the tradition of African American culture, of Black American culture, because that's in the tradition of our culture. But even though he's Black, but he's just not a Black American, but he still is kind of what I would say paying tribute to those past to the fathers of souls, or the gods of soul music, or the fathers of soul music, that adhering to that still, very that doing great music. So yeah, it is what it is, yeah. But I do agree that blues is it's been rocking a lot lately, okay, and making a big comeback too. All right, it never left really for people who like blues music, okay. All right, you guys. So thank you for hanging out with me today. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. I hope I didn't get too crazy at the beginning. I hope y'all got it, everything I said today. Listen, you can hit me up on the Carlotta Chat with Facebook page. Oh, and Happy New Year. Did I say Happy New Year? Because this is the first show of the new year. I'm not sure if this is the first show of the new year or not. I don't know, but Happy New Year to y'all. But remember, you can hit me up on the Carlotta Chat with Facebook page. You can also hit me up on C Chatwood Show and Carlotta 72 on what is it? On Twitter, on X, and you can hit me up on TikTok at Keisha Carlotta, and on Instagram it's Carly's with an S _ Galaxy. Okay, and then there's a link on there too for Threads. All right, you guys have a good one. I am out. Let me see what we gonna leave y'all, child. I don't know what to leave y'all with, child. I don't know what a little electronic song I'm gonna leave y'all with tonight. We'll leave y'all with some little electronic music. Y'all have a really good one. Let's leave with y'all with Night Driving. Bye.